Hi, I'm Esha. I'm going to talk about our work. I need to be professional until my new team uses emoji, GIFs, or memes first. New Collaborators Perspectives on Using Non-Textual Communication in Virtual Workspaces. This is a joint work with my advisors, Professor Fan and Professor Tigwell. Individuals who share strong interpersonal bonds form successful and high performing teams. Nonverbal responses like smile, voice tone, facial, and hand gestures help in forming those strong interpersonal relationships at physical workspaces. Whereas with the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, companies have not only transitioned to virtual workspaces like Slack, Zoom completely, but also hire and onboard new employees virtually. The transition from working physically to working remotely was challenging for people who have no prior experience with online collaborations. Moreover, working in a virtual environment results in platform fatigue, isolation in employees, and sometimes online communications and emotions associated to it are misinterpreted as they limit nonverbal responses. To overcome the misinterpretation problem, increase social connectedness, and effectively communicate in virtual settings, people supplement messages with non textual responses like emoji, memes, stickers, and GIFs. Past studies have found that people avoid using emoji in formal settings or outside of their groups. Therefore, we presumed that for new collaborators, who could be a student or a professional with no familiarity to their team, could find it more challenging or difficult to use a non-textual response with the teams in virtual workspaces. Therefore, we aimed at understanding how new collaborators use non-textual responses in virtual workspaces to form interpersonal bonds within virtual teams, their challenges, and coping strategies. Based on these insights, we propose a few design recommendations to support effective non-textual communication. Next, I will talk about how we address these goals. We first distributed the surveys and we received a total of 49 responses. Chat-based systems are preferred by 40 out of 49 respondents, whereas 36 out of 49 respondents collaborated through video calls. We also found 34 out of 49 respondents preferred to use non-textual responses, while 34 out of 49 respondents hesitated to use them. In summary, we found that new collaborators are hesitant in using non-textual responses with their new team. However, from the survey study, we did not have answers to how new collaborators use non-textual responses to bond with the team, their challenges, coping strategies, and what design considerations could be applied to address the challenges. Therefore, to answer these questions, we conducted online interviews. We screened and recruited new collaborators through the survey study. Out of 49 new collaborators, we then filtered 42 participants with low familiarity to their teams, as we wanted to understand how low familiarity impacts the use of non-textual responses. As a result, we recruited 14 interviewees. Our analysis of interview data finds following interesting themes. Collaborators use non-textual responses in unique ways to form interpersonal bonds. To make new collaborators feel comfortable, people use emoji and GIFs. Collaborators gamified their experiences by using personalized non-textual responses. As can be seen on the slide, for example, they used face emoji for the like emoji. Moreover, collaborators used responses to share a sense of camaraderie. However, using non-textual responses was not easy for newer folks to use in the team. New collaborators' personal experiences and biases always determined their use of non-textual response with the team. For instance, interviewees mentioned if someone used a simple smiling emoji, then to them it meant the sender could be mad at them. Unfamiliarity to teams' communication practices and technical challenges in quickly finding and selecting responses further made them hesitant. For more details on challenges, please feel free to refer our paper. Moving on, let's focus on the coping strategies applied by the new collaborators. We found new collaborators reached out for clarifications, used text based non textual responses when working in a culturally diverse group. To tackle the unfamiliarity issue, people observed the team's usage, behavior, and selectively and progressively used the responses. Moreover, participants substituted responses with the closest match to their intent when they struggled to find a specific non textual response. Based on these themes, we propose the design considerations. First, expand the scope of non textual responses by providing animation to it that pleases people more. Create accessible responses that can be enjoyed by everyone and support the responses by text to avoid any ambiguity in the message. Next, make responses more interpretable by flagging culturally sensitive responses, provide avenues to all age groups to connect, provide access to view the usage trend of a non-textual response within a team's virtual workspace, and ease the process of finding a specific response. Similarly, we suggest to reducing the time to find and select a response, provide smart recommendations based on the context of the conversation, and enhance the keywords for responses based on languages, cultures, and geographical locations. Lastly, make collaboration easy by integrating layouts to convey issues quickly that could also check the grammar, tone automatically. We suggest to enhancing the annotation tools on video conferencing platforms to allow easy sharing of ideas. As future work, we want to understand the perspectives of teams when new collaborators join and study different user groups, for example, diverse age groups at work and different work cultures. We further plan to study the behavior of new collaborators over time in using non textual responses. In conclusion, our novel contribution is understanding new collaborators' perspectives on non textual communication in virtual workspaces. We found people are hesitant when new and use non textual responses selectively and progressively. Further, we proposed design considerations to support effective use of non textual response in a virtual workspace, which helps in forming interpersonal bonds. Thank you for your time. I look forward to your questions.